I bid you good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins. And man, do I have a couple of doozy stories for you guys. And we're talking about job cuts and predictions of job cuts that were predicted earlier or mid 2019 that are now coming to light. It's coming to terms. It's time. So, anyways, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join the channel right here if you want to join the channel and get perks. Don't forget to shop at my store. I got all kinds of cool stuff here. And don't forget to, if you want to message me, you can message me on Facebook if you want to send me a message or an article you'd like for me to read on the channel. You can find all the links up top here on top of my channel. All right, guys. So let's start with an American article before we go to Canada or anywhere else in the Commonwealth. 2019 was one of the decade's worst years for job cuts in the United States. So, job cuts. Job cuts in the U.S. are the highest in 4 years in 2019, even as the economy maintained a historical low unemployment rate, according to a report by Challenger, Gray, and Christmas. Employers announced plans to eliminate 592,556 jobs last year, a 10% rise from 2018 levels. Companies most often said a bankruptcy or restructuring was behind the changes, according to the report. So, U.S. employers announced the biggest number of job cuts in 4 years. So, that's a big one. So, here it is, guys. I wanted to get to the meat and potatoes here. Here's a look at job cut announcements. So, 2009, 1.2 million. 2011, 606,000. And 2015, 598. 2019, 592. 2018, 539. So look at this. From 2018 to 2019, it's actually got worse. From 2010, 529, 538. So it's been slowly increasing more and more. A lot of restructuring has to do with, when they say, usually I know employers, when they say restructuring, is they want to hire maybe third time, fourth time raises. So if you got 4 raises or 4 increases in your pay, maybe they're looking to get rid of you so they could get somebody at the bottom again so they don't have to pay out as much, right? Because we're running into tough times. So basically, you know, if you're looking nowadays to get into a job to grow in and start from cleaning the floors to becoming president, hey, it's there. Opportunities are there. You got to be at the right place at the right time. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but what I am saying is if you move up too fast, sometimes they might, you know, but it gives you the experience to move it to somewhere else, right? And to maybe find a better and just a better position, right? Let's move up to Canada. Loblaws, 800 Loblaw employees to be laid off the following Laval. Ottawa Centre closures. So that's an 800 Loblaw employees. So Ottawa Centre closures in Laval, Quebec. Grocery chain Loblaws Company's lot has announced the closure of a distribution centers in Laval, Quebec, and Ottawa, which will result in the elimination of nearly 800 jobs. About 545 employees north of Montreal will be affected by the end of 2021 as a distribution center is relocated to an automated complex of an Ontario subcontractor. So they're going to go into automated subcontracting, and here's the deal with that. You're going to see automation come in because minimum wage is way too high. And a lot of problems is now people are living off minimum wage as for them to live their day to day. But the problem with living off minimum wage when I was in high school, it was like, you want to flip burgers for the rest of life? You want to work minimum wage for the rest of your life? Then so be it. Go ahead and don't do your homework. Well, now they didn't expect that minimum wage workers were going to use this or use the minimum wage jobs for basically as a career. And that's the problem we have today. Back in the day when I was in high school, the transition between grade school and high school, summer times, was to work a summer job. And that's when employment would go up in August. July and August, employment would go up because a lot of kids are off of school, but now people are coming into Canada and working these positions. Unfortunately, I was at the cutoff year of that. So in 96, 97, 98, 99, when I was in high school, those years, I was in the cutoff year. The people a year ahead of me got the jobs in the summer, But I was in the cutoff year, and then they were just giving them to people coming into the country. So I never got my chance to work summers because there were just no positions available, right? And that was kind of saddening. But it happens, right? So here it is. A lot of job cuts, but Loblaws doesn't pay minimum wage. Just a lot of these guys are unionized. And what's been happening is they've been getting rid of the unions and shutting down companies and then restarting them and then just hiring people off union. That's been happening here in town with some of the bigger companies here. What they do is the big companies. What they do is they get rid of all the union and then restart and then pay everyone pretty much minimum wage. And that's what's been happening, right? Hallmark to cut 400 jobs weeks after conservative boycott over kissing brides ad. I'm not sure what that is. Hallmark Inc. has a Missouri-based owner of Hallmark Channel that faced a boycott from conservatives last month, featuring ads of two kissing brides, announced plans on Monday to cut 400 jobs from its global workforce, including 325 from their Kansas City-based headquarters. Yeah, so 100 plus year old Hallmark. Wow, it's a big brand. Oh, okay, I guess it was something that was controversial, so people just boycotted it. That's how people vote nowadays. They vote with their wallets. That's it. Problem solved. And that's how you start getting people to listen, right? Liberty Steel announces 355 job cuts to UK staff due to challenge market conditions. Again, big. And I think it's cost of operations pretty expensive. There is one here article I'm going to read where it's an automotive plant, and the cost of electricity is just so damn high, right? So it's hard for them to stay in business with the cost of electricity. Liberty Steel announces 300. So Liberty Steel Group will cut 355 jobs at its UK steelworkers in Stockbridge, South Yorkshire, and Newport in South Wales due to the challenging market conditions, the company said on Thursday. So the company said it has decided to reduce its workforce to a certain plans to ensure long-term viability and competitiveness following the reviews of UK business in response to the challenging market conditions and lingering reduction in demand for UK steel products. So I don't know what's going on here. I'm just reading what it's saying here. But a lot of times, again, it's to eliminate unions and organized workers. Usually that's what the case is, right? Nowadays. Pittsburgh natural gas industry is booming with gas well sites popping up all over. But KDKA has learned that some local workers are being laid off and more may lose their jobs. 400 job cuts right here. And that's in Washington County. And it means pipelines, it means delivery system. I would also argue that we can export more gas to other states and other countries, which would help get that surplus down. So, and what's going on here? Automakers, suppliers wait on electricity relief in Ontario. Guys, you don't understand how much electricity costs in Canada. People south of the border have no idea how good they have it. Our electricity is provincialized and federalized, a lot of it. So it's like paying an extra tax, or it's like you're being taxed for electricity, and it hurts. It hurts bottom lines, it hurts production, it hurts everything. Toronto, Ontario's economic development minister in a third year said the political government's long-promised plan to cut electricity rates for businesses would be unveiled in the near future, but will not disclose details on our timeline. So there it is right there, guys. People are paying. How much are they paying? The hydrophile is little further than quick flick of the switch, but we did immediately was stem the increases by canceling 752 wind and solar projects, saving $780 million. So they canceled all the wind and solar projects that were pretty much, most of them, up and running, ready to go. So we were able to cancel the Green Energy Act and cancel those projects, stemming the increase. So they stopped all the basically the wind and green projects. I did a video about this, discussing this, and it's really hard. That's why it's really hard to produce. And why is Canada's GDP is based off money laundering, right? You just type this in. Canada will be in a recession if it wasn't for money laundering. Right here. So we're laundering money through real estate, and it's right here. Canada will be in recession without money laundering. And this is how many billions of dollars, $200 billion, laundered through real estate. This is it here by the prairies, Ontario, Quebec. This is how many billions per year. 4.6 billion in 2015, 4.6 billion in 2014, 4.4 billion in 2011. This is how many billions of dollars. Luckily, if it wasn't for criminals, Canada would be in a recession, and then you don't see corrections in electricity prices because there's always somebody that comes in that could afford to pay it, and then having to restructure and lay off the good workers and bring in, who they can, right? Banks cut nearly 78,000 jobs in 2019, a 4-year high. So banks worldwide cut 77,780 jobs in 2019, according to filings by financial institutions of labor unions, the highest total since 91,488 in 2015. So we're seeing it now getting, Nearly 82% of that figure came from banks in Europe, where negative interest rates are expected to continue for years to come. So they're in negative interest rate territory. So basically, if you borrow money, you're doing well because they're helping you pay it down. But if you save money, they're taking your savings away. So they're punishing savers in Europe, and they are rewarding borrowers or people that borrow, right? The 4-year high mirrors a trend note that published Thursday by executive outplacement firm Challengers. So here it is, guys. 77,000. A majority of it is coming from, you guys know, if you know, been watching this channel, Deutsche Bank. And fashion retailer is shut down. 58 shops, hundreds of job losses expected in Australia. So you're going to start to see a lot of empty malls. I got a lot of people down under sending me images. This is from today's date. And women's fashion retail Bordot will shut down a vast majority of its stores over the next 2 months, with a total of extent of job losses still to be confirmed. Bordot will drastically shrink its store network, shutting down 58 stores. Now, here's the deal with this. People, middle class, working poor, we don't exist there's no existence anymore. There's this huge gap in delta. The divide between super rich and super rich are moving further away as the middle class moves into the working poor sector, right? And that's what's been happening. And here you go, right here. Prime example, who's going to buy this fancy clothes when it's really marketed to the middle class Australian? Right, let's keep moving. Stock liquidation, everything must go. UK retail industry suffered worst year on record in 2019. Job cuts and store closures on ailing high streets pummeled sector, data shows. So this is from today. Last year was the worst on record for British retail, with sales falling for the first time in 24 years. Dire performance on the high street dragged down the industry. Total sales slipped by 0.1% in 2019, according to the British Retail Consortium BRC, an advisory firm. The downtown was influenced by 0.9% fall in sales in the crucial final 2 months of the year. 2019 was the worst year on record and the first year to show an overall decline in retail sales. So people are buying online. Wow, look at this, guys. Percentage. From 95, things were good. Boom, internet hits 2003, like where people are shopping more online, and delivery gets cheap for those guys, and then a lot of those companies that sell online don't pay taxes. What happens? Well, they start bringing down retail growth, and look at that. There it is in the negative right there, guys. December figures from a Barclay card indicated a move away from buying goods towards spending on experiences. So there it is, guys. This was published today. And what was this one here? UK holiday firms cut 30% of seasonal jobs abroad. It says EU. You're gonna see a breakdown. You're gonna see a breakdown in the energy and travel sector, and with that, you are gonna see. I don't know what this is, so it's not letting me open the. Oh, Neo job cuts in San Jose. Chinese automation. Let me see what that said. I think let me go back. It wants me to buy something. All right, so that's it right there, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Are there layoffs in your neck of the woods? Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, please. Don't forget to call in on Mike of the Night with call-ins, Saturday nights, 9 p.m. Pacific time. Don't forget to go to the shop and buy a t-shirt. I got all kinds of cool stuff here you should check out. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook. There's a couple of fake Facebook fan pages. Mine has 117,000 followers. Don't go to the other one. There's a couple of fake ones out there. They're misleading people or just stupidity. Here it is. There's a tip jar, a Patreon. All of it is up here. Don't forget to join the channel and support the transmission. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Big hug to everybody out there in the Commonwealth and the United States. Let me know what you guys are hearing on the ground there. If you want to send me an article, send it to my Facebook page. Appreciate it very much. Thank you so much, guys.